The Honor Guard of the 489th Civil Affairs Battalion will present the colors. And Sergeant Major Michael France, 489th Civil Affairs Battalion, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. Color Guard, post!
Present arms. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arms.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Awarding party, host.
Publish the order.
Color Guard, present arms. By order of the President of the United States, with the authority of the Secretary of the Army, the Chief Operations Officer of the 489th Civil Affairs Battalion, Major Bryce Wonder, and Major General Retired Jack DeRoche, take pleasure in presenting the Purple Heart Medal to Specialist 4th Class John Morris, United States Army, 1st of the 91st Air Assault Helicopter Company, for wounds received to his face and eyes as a result of a motor explosion while standing guard with the 9th Infantry Division on Bearcat Base, Vietnam, on October 29, 1967.
Let me first of all ask all of the Vietnam veterans to please stand. Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome home. I mentioned to John that it's often said to veterans that all gave some gave all, but I would add others gave more than others. And certainly John Morris falls in that category, as many of you do. We'll all recall in the mid-60s to late 60s when we came home, under the best of conditions you were greeted by being ignored, and under the worst of conditions, I met with protesters reflecting anger for the service in Vietnam. There were many people back then who chose the easy way and walked away from the responsibility to serve their country. John Morse, and many of you were not among those. John Morse picked up his rifle, served his tour of duty, shed blood, came home, didn't ask for anything, picked up his life where he left off as an upstanding citizen in our community. And John, as a fellow veteran who served in the same area you did, a couple of years later, I thank you for your service, thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for the honor you reflect on the United States Army and our country. Thank you so much.
Color guard, order, march! Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we retire the colors. Color guard, retire the colors.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Blount County Legislative Body is now in session with the Honorable Jerome Moon, Chairman, presiding. All persons having business with this honorable commission, draw near, give attention, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America, this great state of Tennessee, and this honorable commission. Thank you very much. You may be seated, please.
He does. The commission will be at ease for a moment while some of the veterans depart. In a couple of minutes, we will be in session. Use our flags. I did that last time. I'd like to welcome everyone to the March 20, 2014 Blount County Board of Commissioners meeting. Please give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedures.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
This time the commission will come to order. Please register your presence by voting yes. Ms. Lambert.
You have 20 present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We have 20 present. Commissioner French.
Chairman, I rise to a question of personal privilege affecting this assembly.
Commissioner French, state your question or your request.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I respectfully request that unanimous consent be given to honor, for a moment of silence, to honor the life and service of our fellow commissioner, Mr. Gordon E. Wright, Sr.
Without objection, so ordered. Will the members please stand and honor Gordon Wright with a moment of silence?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my fellow commissioners.
The chair will now stand for a motion to set the agenda. Ms. Lambert moves. Commissioner Carver seconds. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to set the agenda. Vote no not to set.
You have 20 yeses.
20 yes. The agenda is set as published. The next item of business is item B, consent calendar. The chair will stand for motion to approve the consent calendar. Commissioner Helton moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Lael seconds. Commissioner Folks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I request that item 4B, B4B, be moved to the regular order.
Item 4B will be moved to the last item of business, which will be F5.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the consent calendar with the request of moving item 4B to new business under F5. Vote yes to approve. Vote no not to approve. Commissioner Merle.
You have 20 yeses.
20 yes, the consent calendar is approved. The next item of business is item C, public input on items on the agenda. Ms. King, if you'll come forward, please.
Thank you. I'm Linda King, District 4, Citizens for Blount County's Future. And I'd like to speak on G2, budget increase and decrease. I'd like to read the resolution 14, the budget increases and decreases. Oh, I'm sorry, I picked the wrong one. Okay. It would be on the resolution for presidential disaster declaration. I'm sorry, I was using the one from the agenda. I would like to read that Resolution 1403-002. It says, whereas Blount County would like to amend the general county fund budget to appropriate funds for reimbursement for the cost of damages covered during the Presidential Disaster Declaration, FEMA 1974 DETN. And the budget amendment request that goes with it also has the explanation reimbursement of cost damages covered during the Presidential Disaster Declaration. At the agenda meeting, we learned that almost $88,000 from this disaster relief is going to be spent to purchase new vehicles for the Sheriff's Department. Now, I thought this was supposed to be used for disaster relief, and I'm just wondering if this is a legitimate way to spend disaster relief money. Is the state aware of our intention to purchase new cars to replace old cars? They're not storm-damaged vehicles, we were told. So I think that needs to be addressed. We need to find out if that's a good way to get a grant for disaster relief. Thank you.
Fund of $9,100. Ms. Lambert moves. Mr. Carver seconds. Motion is to approve the budget transfer in the general county fund. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the transfer. Vote no not to approve.
With 20 yeses.
20 yes, the transfer is approved. Next item of business is F1B. Chair will stand for a motion on F1B, request for a budget transfer into general county fund, $6,682.64. Mr. Helton moves. Commissioner Burkhalter seconds. The motion is to approve budget transfer in the general county fund. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes. Mr. French, you recognize, sir. Vote yes to approve the budget transfer. Vote no not to approve.
With 20 yeses.
20 yes, the transfer is approved. Item F1C, the chair will stand for motion on F1C. Request for budget transfer of the debt service fund of $200,000. Commissioner Sample moves. Is there a second? Commissioner French seconds. The motion is to approve the budget transfer in the debt service fund. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the transfer. Vote no not to approve.
With 20 yeses.
20 yes, the transfer is approved. Next item of business is item F2A. The chair will stand for a motion on F2A, Resolution 1403-002, amending the general county fund budget by $87,730.59. Ms. Lambert moves. Commissioner Melton seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1403-002. Mr. Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution proposes taking more than $87,700 of federal disaster relief money and using it to increase the sheriff's budget for cars. This budget is already more than 200% higher than similar counties in Tennessee. I cannot be a party to increasing this waste. I will vote no on this resolution. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt. 19 yes, 1 no. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business is F2B. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2B, Resolution 14-03006, amending the general county fund budget by $3,000. Motion approved. Commissioner Helton moves. Commissioner Lewis seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 14-03006. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 20 yeses.
20 yes. The resolution is adopted. Next item of business is F2C. The chair will stand for motion on item F2C, Resolution 14-03007, amending the general county fund budget by $194,890. Commissioner Helton moves. Commissioner Burkhalter seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 14-03007. Commissioner French, you're recognized.
Sorry.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 20 yeses.
20 yes, the resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F2D. The chair will stand for a motion on F2D, resolution number 14-03008, amending the highway fund budget, $8,599.48. Ms. Lambert moves. And seconds by Commissioner Gamble. The motion is to adopt resolution 14-03008. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 20 yeses.
20 yes, the resolution's adopted. The next item of business is F2E. The chair will stand for motion on item F2E, resolution number 14-03009, amending the general purpose school fund budget by $3,286. Mr. French moves. And Commissioner Sample seconds. The motion is to adopt resolution 14-03009. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 20 yeses.
20 yes, the resolution is adopted. Next item of business is F3. Chair will stand for motion on F3, Resolution 14-03004, appointing Robert G. Simmerly as Judicial Commissioner for Blount County, Tennessee, and relieving Brock, Brown, Coker, and Holt of duties of same. Have a motion to adopt Resolution 14-03004 with the changes. Is there a second? Commissioner Burkhalter seconds. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no, not to adopt.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. Point of information.
You're recognized, Mr. Folks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are we voting on the amendment here, or are we voting on the main
No,
resolution?
sir. The Commissioner Farmer, before I stated the question and bring it to the floor, made a motion to adopt the resolution with those changes. It was duly seconded by Commissioner Burkhalter. So we're voting on the adoption of the resolution with those two items removed from the preamble. There is no change. There is no change being made to the resolved portion of the resolution. Correct, Mr. Farmer?
Okay, I'd like to offer some discussion on this item then, at this point.
You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution appoints another judicial commissioner. Judicial commissioners are very important because judicial commissioners can issue search warrants, arrest warrants, and set bonds. So these are people with quite a bit of power. I'm concerned that our package does not include any resume of qualifications of the named individual to hold this position. Is there anyone who can tell us whether Mr. Simmerly, who's the candidate, has any formal legal training, and give us some specifics? Is there anybody who can do that?
If you'll come forward, sir, and identify yourself.
Tom Hatcher, Circuit Court Clerk, here for Judge Brewer tonight. Mr. Simmerly has about 19 years of service as a law enforcement officer.
What kind of law enforcement officer? Where?
Excuse me, Commissioner, if you'll ask
Yes.
questions through the chair. Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead,
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr. Hatcher.
He has served as a police officer under the Blount County Sheriff's Department and the Clinton Sheriff's Department.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Folks, you still have the floor, sir.
Thank you. In addition, this resolution repeats what seems to always turn out to be untrue when it says the compensation for this job will be $1 a year. I look at those every time they come through here, and then I go look at the payroll and find out that these people are being paid a lot more than $1 a year. So again, is there anybody who can tell us what this individual will really be paid?
Thank you, Mr. Folks. Mr. Hatcher,
I'll
you're
stay up here if he's
recognized.
got more questions. I don't mind doing that.
Be in order, sir. Go ahead and answer the question, please.
These folks get paid $1 a year as a judicial commissioner by a resolution that was passed many years ago. The other salary that they are paid is as deputy clerks because they do other duties other than just judicial commissioner duties.
And they always are dual function people then?
Yes, sir, they are. That saves us from having other clerks in the clerk's office. They do clerk duties while they are on duty. They do not just do sign search warrants and set bonds.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hatcher. Thank you.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution as amended. Vote no, not to adopt. Please vote.
We have 18 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstain.
18 yes, 1 no, 1 abstain. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item F4, Resolution 1403-005, amending the bylaws of the Veterans Affairs Committee of Blount County. Mr. Lael moves, Mr. Helton seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1403-005. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 20 yeses.
20 yes, the resolution is adopted. That resolution required 14. The record shows 20, Mr. Clerk. At this time, we will move to item F5, the reappointment of industrial board members Chuck Alexander, David Black, Gary Hensley, and Dr. Matthew Murray. Commissioner Burkhalter moves. Commissioner Lewis seconds. Commissioner Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are being asked to reappoint 4 individuals to the Industrial Development Board for 6-year terms. Most of these people are the same ones who have been on the board for a long time. The nomination letter says they have brought 2,204 jobs to the county in the last 4 years, but it doesn't give any specifics. But comparing our county with the Tennessee counties closest to us in size, we see that Blount County spends more than 20 times what Sumner County spends on industrial development. And yet, our unemployment rate is 6.2%, and theirs is 5.5%. We also spend more than double what Sullivan County spends, the other county similar to us in size. We ought to be reaching out into the county for people who can bring some new ideas to the process of attracting jobs to our community. These nominations don't do that, and therefore I must vote against them. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the reappointments. Vote no not to approve. Please vote.
You have 19 yeses and 1 no.
19 yes, 1 no. The reappointments are approved. The next item of business is item G, statements and announcements. Commissioner Samples, you're recognized, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like a point of personal privilege, please.
Granted.
I would ask unanimous consent of the body to request that the mayor lower flags at all county buildings to half staff until one day after the funeral of our fellow Commissioner Wright.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. That's all I have.
The chair has one announcement. At the appropriate time, the clerk will be communicating with you by letter and U.S. mail about the vacancy. Seeing no other lights, move to item H, public input on items not on the agenda. If you'll come forward, ma'am.
Thank you. Amy McMillan, District 10. And I don't do this. I just want to say thank you. I realize that at every meeting, you guys receive public comments that are filled with negativity and criticism towards decisions that you have to make. I must say that it really confuses me as to why there's so much negativity. Blount County is a wonderful place to live. Excuse me. We have a low tax rate, great police protection. Our schools are some of the best in the state. We drive on nice roads. We have a great library, and we offer many opportunities through our Parks and Recreation program. I would just like to say thank you for maintaining a positive spirit in the midst of all the negativity and for keeping the best interest of Blount County a top priority in the decisions that you make. Thank you.
I'm John Keller, and after last month's meeting, we had a commissioner make a very dumb statement to the Daily Times. He stated he came to that meeting to vote no against the bonuses, but when he heard that some of our county employees are on public assistance, if you have a county job, you have a job. If you can't manage your money, or if your job doesn't pay enough, you either go get another job or go get a part-time job on a weekend or nights. So I just thought that wasn't very good mentality to say they're on public assistance, because that $1,000 bonus is not going to get anybody off public assistance. He just doesn't know how to manage his money and his finances. In 1980, I myself, my full-time job wouldn't give me enough hours to support my family. So I found a part-time job. That part-time only let me work Saturdays and one night and evening. So I got another part-time job that worked on a couple more evenings to try to make ends meet. And there are part-time jobs out there. Your big companies are only hiring part-time people. They don't want full-time because it costs them too much money. And I know where a person can get anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a week for a salary. Thank you.
Anyone else? Ms. King?
I'm Linda King in District 4. What's happened to the American system of fairly running for political office? The primary election has begun with yard signs being stolen. Are people so afraid of competition that cowards must resort to thievery? In my district, I had a sign legally, properly, placed on property approved by the landowner. Not only did a candidate remove my yard sign, he actually...
Excuse me, you're making an allegation against a candidate?
No, I have a witness.
Continue.
He actually carried it into the business owner's residence and questioned the reason for its presence. Then he left with my property. It's sad to think that desperation has come to this. Campaign materials cost money. No one has the right to touch, remove, or steal the property of another candidate. It's against the law.
Anyone else? Seeing no hands, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. If you'll come forward. Come forward.
I'm Karen Miller, and I'm District 4, and I too would like to make a public complaint. My signs have been stolen in District 4, and I'd appreciate that to be returned and put back properly. Thank you.
Anyone else? Stand adjourned.